Hey,
Hey,
I miss you.
I miss you.
Hi, Davina.
Hi.
Can I sing a theme song at you?
Oh my gosh, I would. It's giving me chills already. Really, goosebumps.
Hey, I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. I miss you and hearing your music IRL. So I am thinking that you sing me a song or two while I just sit here in my bathroom saying, hey, I miss you. You are very sweet. There it is. Did it earn the chills? Did
It
it?
did. I felt missed. I felt
Good.
missed. I felt loved.
Good. Yay.
I felt silly, but in a innocent way, in a good woo, silly.
I'll take all of those things.
Yeah,
Those are
those are my
wonderful.
favorite things. I love silly and happy and loved.
Oh my
And
gosh. Yeah, those are some good things. This is Davina, everybody.
hey,
Davina of Davina and the Vagabonds. I feel very lucky to have you here today. Once upon a time, you came and sang with me in my big green backyard.
I
Do you remember
remember it was
this?
amazing. I think I did a Mamas and the Papa song.
Yeah.
Words of love, so
Oh.
soft and tender.
You let me play the kazoo and the drum.
It was amazing.
We were maintaining our 6 feet distance because that it was summer 2020.
Yes, big. That was like the big hoo ha. Like that was like the
So it was the
prime.
hoo ha.
It was like the prime start of it all. That was like 6 months in.
It
I
was
don't
quarter
even
two.
remember.
It was
Yeah,
quarter two of
yeah.
of the hoo ha, and but I was really glad that you came here and sang with me in the summer breeze. Today I am sitting in my big green bathroom. You've not been here yet, and that will be. I'm going to put that on my personal bucket list. I'm in suburban Minneapolis. I'm wondering if you could give us like a little dialed into where you are.
Yeah, I'm in South Minneapolis. This is
Hmm.
my love nest. This is my Sears Kit home, and I'm in my. It's supposed to be a dining room, but it's just my room of music, and it's like my sanctuary. My whole house is my sanctuary. But yeah,
Heck yeah!
South Minneapolis, Longfellow area. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's beautiful. And you have beautiful windows behind you. I just
Thanks.
can't even with those.
Yeah, those are, I love stained glass.
Hmm.
And I wish I could make it. I don't know
Yeah,
why I just told you that, but that's a
I love
goal of
that.
mine is to someday learn how to make stained glass stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that
I
sounds
would love that.
yes.
Yeah.
I like that too. The universe heard it.
Yeah, it did. It was
Totally
like,
did.
what's up? Stained glass.
What's up, stained glass? Okay, well, I will stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Um, I'm also wondering if you could tell us how you are right now. I'm going to snap a Polaroid. So, like in this second, here we go.
I'm
Done.
happy and excited and my heart is filling up right now
Hmm.
in the second.
Those are good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think so. Yeah. It's because of you.
Mm. I feel that way being with you. I sometimes, especially in the last 2 years of the hoo ha, I felt like when I ask people how they are, like that question is so many things. So then I started to be like,
You were
but
like,
if
just
I
give me a snapshot. You're just
was
like,
like,
dude. And I was like, I know what she means.
get into the tiny, because
Yeah,
often I find the tiny, you still find a moment of like, there's still a light in the tiny.
absolutely. I feel like it's so imperative to, with everything that happens and the stresses of life in general,
Hmm.
life is hard, And, I know there's so much, life is harder for other people. And I'm not trying
Hmm.
to not validate the things that are happening, but it's so
Yeah.
important to try to be as present and not disassociated. And
Well,
just
you're a
to
good
be
winker. Look at that.
and be in the present and find those little things. Waffles, that's just the first thing I
Yes.
thought about.
That's
I was really
amazing.
happy. I love waffles.
Oh my
Maybe you can put
gosh.
blueberries in them. Just little things.
Heck yeah.
Sarah's yellow, beautiful, beautiful like mustard sweater that makes me really happy.
Mustard colored clothing always works.
Always. Like you would think it wouldn't because it's yellow-ish, you know, but it warms my heart. Is it chartreuse too? We're talking about, I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love it so much. Chartreuse is one of those colors that always confuses me a little bit. I think
green?
I think the very top little square of paper, like if like here, I'm going to touch it with my head.
Oh, I see it.
You see?
That's a chartreuse. Yeah.
Yes. I can't believe I just figured out how to do that because sometimes StreamYard's backwards. Okay. Here we go. I'm wondering if you would sing us a song and tell us why you chose that song.
Well, this is a brand new song, and it's not even finished yet. I don't know why I'm singing it for you, because it's not even finished, but I think I need a hook on it. And to me, it was like, at first, I was just frustrated because things are so up in the air. And this was like pre-Ukraine, too, so I don't want to think like I'm being a huge whiner. But I was in the moment. I think with the pandemic, and I know that we'll probably talk about this later, but, you know, everything was just so different. For 20 years, I was doing the same thing and, like, just pounding the pavement. And then things just got so different in life and with your neighbors and with your community and with my job and with my heart and, like, all around me. And you had to make these decisions based upon nothing, because you literally had no idea what the next day was going to hold. So I wrote a song complaining.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I have to work through it. That's what songs are for me. Is that for you too? Like working through some shiz?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, and that's just kind of what I'm doing. By the end of it, I always have a moral to the story for my heart. And that's like some sort of divination, maybe, if people want to get woo-woo. You know, just kind of something healing through you. And that's what writing is to me. It's like in the beginning, I'm always like, ugh, you know, and then by the end, I'm like, okay, this is the answer. Or it's the opposite. I'm like, this is the answer. And then by the end, I'm like, I don't know if that's the answer or not. Like, songwriting is so weird. Anyway, okay, I'll shut up.
I love it. Yes.
Okay, it's called Guessing Game. Don't make fun of me. It's so new, okay?
I'm so excited.
Can we talk about this? The fact that I am over it and nothing seems to fit. It's a mess. Can we talk about this? I keep on taking all the hits, the ones that never have a good quick fix. You know, I always had a system to nod my head and pretend to listen to what you'd say. But now my tears are spitting to the ground like a funny fake flower pinned to a clown that sprays. Ooh, that's why I should never, ever, ever play the guessing game. Ooh, that's why I should never, ever play the guessing game. And this is the instrumental. Trumpet maybe? Or trombone? What do you think? What do you think about the instrumental? Can we talk about this? Get me off this ride, it's making me sick. If I have to choose, I'd surely lose real quick. I wanna talk about this. Which door before me do I pick? Just give me a clue and blow me a good luck kiss. You know, I had a plan, I had a vision. Little did I know I'd have to make a decision about it now. You said you like it fast, and that's your style. I've given you an inch and you're taking the whole mile, right? that's why I should never, ever, ever play the guessing game. Ooh, that's why I should never, ever play the guessing game. Can we talk about this? I'm the one, not you, who's taking the risk. If I win or lose, I'm surely gonna find the shoe that fits. I'll find a way to reach the prize. Winning ain't everything, I realize. They say living it out is the grand surprise of life. Oh, that's why I should never, ever, ever play the guessing game. Ooh, that's why I should never, ever play the guessing game. Ooh, that's why I should never, ever play the guessing game. That's it, guessing game.
It's wonderful.
Thanks. I kind of wanted to make, because, in my head, I'm like, what a circus, just everything that was happening. Like, you would just wake up, something new, and you'd just be like, all right.
Yep.
So I just kind of, things get frustrating. So anyway, that's
that.
a new song. Gotta write a hook.
It's so
Guessing
good.
game, guessing game, guessing
Oh,
game.
I was like singing along by the end, so I feel like it's there, and I
know,
loved
I
you
do too. I just had
thinking
one
about the instrumental in front of us. That was great. Also, if you ever wanted to have a YouTube interview show, it could be called "Can We Talk About This?" And then you're ready to go. Can we talk about this?
You and I should just do it. You already have your thing though. I'm so codependent, Sarah. I'm so codependent.
Can we talk about this? No.
Can we talk
I
about
was just like, yeah,
codependency?
let's talk. Well, but also let's talk. I mean, I just like that as a general invitation to people. Like, can we talk about what really has been going on lately?
For real. I feel like it should, like, what's weird, because that's already in my makeup. Mm-hmm. Like, it's already in my makeup to be like, what's up? Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's boundaryless. But, I'll meet one person, I'll be like, what was your relationship with your parents? In the grocery line. Because I don't know. I like laying it all out, Yeah. It's the way to be, I think.
I like it. I'm going to tell everybody this is Hey, I Miss You, which is a show that I invented one day on a run because I used to have a show called Toilet Tunes in my bathroom, while large, not large enough during COVID. So I was like, I miss people. And I was simultaneously growing tired of singing at my own face on a live stream. And I thought, I bet my friends are tired of singing at their own face. Might I offer up my face? And they can sing at me. And it works. People say yes. I get private concerts.
They say yes because you're amazing and because you have great energy. Like, if you were like, hey, I don't miss you, if that was the name of it, I'd be like, oh, I might do it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to make you
miss me. Yeah.
Hey, I don't miss you.
So that is where this is every Friday at noon. I get to hang out with somebody on the internet. So it's pretty cool. And also people hang out and watch the show and like chat about it, which is bonus.
That's
score.
It. Yeah,
it's kind of hip. Yeah. I'm wondering, Davina, if you would, tell me something good.
Oh,
tell me.
So much is good, you guys. I love my dog.
Yes.
He's not here. Where's Charlie? Can I show him to you?
Yeah, please.
Charlie.
Here,
come on. Come here. I love you so much. You're like the cutest thing ever in the whole world.
Oh, buddy.
And this is Charlie.
Yes,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Like, what is happening?
It's like, I didn't sign up for this. So cute.
Here's
Charlie. Did Charlie come to you during the pandemic?
Yeah. We picked him up. You're so sweet, Bob. We found him in Rochester at the it was a shelter there.
Yeah.
And we were kind of looking, we were thinking about it for a year. It's so funny getting older, how you like make better decisions and think about stuff and you're not like, I'm going to get a dog. But we took a while and we found him and we drove to Rochester and so smitten. And I love him. He's my little bups.
Yes. Is he ready to be a road dog?
He's been on the road.
Sweet.
He's done a couple 5-day tours with us. He loves it. He loves the guys. He's like, he herds. He'll like, oh, that's Connor. That's Foreman. Oh, there's Zach. That's Ben. Okay, we're good. We're good. You know, and he loves it. So
I love that. You also mentioned waffles briefly earlier, so I'm going to give you a question B. Are you making the waffles, or is there a place in town that you're getting best waffles?
my husband makes them. He's like the best waffle maker. And then we make extra and then put parchment paper in between them and freeze them.
Heck yeah.
So then we'll have them. And I love that. And we have a waffle maker, and it's like very difficult to clean, like all waffle makers, but it's so good.
When you're high on waffles, you don't care.
I don't like.
You're like, let me get in those crevices.
Do you remember Parks and Recs? Do you ever watch that?
I love that show.
And Leslie loves waffles, and so we always,
That's beautiful. Thank you for giving me that. And I was like, wait, she left us hanging with the waffles. I needed to know more. Yes, I'm a sourdough baker.
Shut up.
Maybe we could swap.
I just got yeast. Do you have, what are they called? The mothers?
I have the starter. I could give you starter if you felt that, but I could also give you bread, and you could give me there's like all kinds of carb
There's
exchange.
Ways. Yeah, we could.
We could totally.
We could do both. We could just be like bread and like. Can you make sourdough waffles?
Yes.
Is that weird?
Yes.
Would that be weird?
You can totally make them. I make sourdough pancakes because we don't have and they're amazing.
That sounds so good. I'm so hungry.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
I love it. In case you missed it, in case you missed it, this is Davina of Davina and the Vagabonds. Davina, how long have you been with the Vagabond? Like, how quickly in your musical career did you become a and the Vagabonds?
Oh, right away.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, like right. I mean, like I used to busk and do solo stuff around, when I was young. And that's like a whole different story of my youth and teenage and young adult years. But when I moved here, just right away, that was the name. We started like a Whiskey Junction. This is like back in the day.
Yeah.
On the West Banks, we had like a Monday house gig. There was more people in the band than in the audience, but we slowly built it. And that was, I had 16, 17 years ago. And I've always had the band. That was always my vision. I had a plan. I had a vision.
You did?
Little did I know I had to make a decision about it now. But that was always my goal, is to have a band. I didn't want it to be Davina and the Vagabonds. I wanted to be like just one name. And then just through talking to people, I folded. I was young, and they're like, you got to have a name in front of it. And I'm like,
like you didn't want your
no, I wanted to be like
name.
Aerosmith. No, I don't know what I wanted.
Aerosmithy something.
Yeah, Aerosmith. Yeah. No, I don't. I wanted it to be something different. And, it was my first band. It was really my first time even as a normal. Well, I don't want to say normal, but, it was so fresh and clean out of being sober. So it was like my real first time ever doing anything remotely close to what I had started. And I just worked really hard. So now I'm tired.
You're tired.
No,
you started out, you're born in Pennsylvania.
Yep. Yeah. And Altoona. Yep.
Okay. And then made your way to Minneapolis. And somehow we've gotten to keep you.
Yeah. More.
That feels absurd. Like, how do we get that? How do we luck out like that?
You think it's absurd. Let's discuss absurdity of this. Yeah. I lived in Pennsylvania. I left. I've been on my own since I was 15. And I backpacked the United States kind of by myself. And I was the vagabond, like people are like, what is vagabond? But I genuinely was nomadic, genuinely was a busker, genuinely lived on the streets and traveled until I moved here. And I think, so yeah. Key West. I lived in California for a little bit, and then moved here. Yeah, so.
I feel like the cold state feels very lucky that somehow you traveled to those warm places and you still came to be part of our community.
It's really amazing here. It really is. I wish I was closer. I think I just work so much. People in the community just know me for the band,
Yeah.
and also know me for early growth. It's something to be in one place at one time. I think humans have this way of seeing the first initial representation of art, and it's hard for them to deter from out of it. So, but I just stuck with it just like you and changed, and musically our lives have changed, we've changed. So it's neat to be in one place, I guess, where you can grow.
Yeah. Aw, there's some songs in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have Black Cloud, 10th and Nicollet, Sunshine. 10th and Nicollet is live.
Yeah, it's Dakota Live. Yep. I also have a Live at the Times, which is my third album.
Okay.
My first album was Songs from Thomas Avenue. That's when I lived in Frogtown, and when I first moved here. And then I have Under Lock and Key, which was my second album, which I was still, early. And then I have Live at the Times. I don't know if you remember the Times Jazz Club.
I do remember, yeah.
And then
Northeast.
I don't do, and then Black Cloud, I think, was after that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was 2011 was Black Cloud. And then the other ones you mentioned.
Yeah, and I wrote down it's the most, okay, so I read somewhere that then 2019 Sugar Drops, which is your
Yes.
most recent album, that was your first studio album.
It was my first real studio album, for sure. Everything before that was super homegrown, and it probably will continue to be.
Okay.
I really enjoyed, I just, through your career, I wanted to see what it was like to be part of a record label, and I wanted to see kind of how that went. And so it was my first time traveling outside of the cities to like an authentic, super studio in Nashville. The other ones, like Sunshine, I did from Pearl Recording, which was here,
Yeah.
and that was in the beginning of his kind of take on being a studio. Zach Hollander is his name, and I love him, and he did such great work in Sunshine. But yeah, Sugar Drops. Yeah, first time having a guitar on an album was Sugar Drops.
That's crazy.
I know, and he was like, "Let me solo on this." I was like,
No.
But
No.
he did really wonderful. God, I wish I could remember his name. I'm so bad with names. He did really tasteful things. And they're like, "We'll do tasteful stuff," and I'm like, "I've heard that before." But
People
he
say
really
that right
did.
before they play too many notes. It's a very common
Oh,
thing.
I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna play all of them, all of the notes."
I know them all.
Okay.
I learned them all once.
Yeah. We're hearing them. We're hearing them in this song, I guess. So it went really, but I love it. I love Sugar Drops. I think my writing on some of it was more clear and concise, and the communication of my life was a little bit different, I think, than other albums. So yeah.
It opens with the line, "So you want a song about my deep confessions?"
That's what I was gonna. That's my second
Rivers
song. I was
that
gonna.
drown me and my bone collection. Okay, well,
That was what you just busted me.
I'm sorry. Well, we could still. Everyone's excited now, but I was like, I took you on a walk yesterday. I also took you like to clean up my backyard and stuff, and I was just like, that line is a first line in an album. It's genius. It's
Yeah.
because I mean, so here's what I'm going to back the train up a little bit and say we share an Andrew.
We do share an Andrew.
We share an
He's
Andrew.
out and about, isn't he? Albania
He is out and
and
about.
like Greek. Oh, I love him.
So
He's
Andrew
amazing.
Foreman plays bass with me, plays bass with you, and so sometimes like I will get to, he goes on the road with you a lot, and so I'll be like, oh my gosh, you guys are like living the big thing. Like, how does Davina find time to write? How does there must be so much pressure on her to like fill all these like hearts and minds because people love you. Your live show is so spectacular, and you are just this ball of energy in a way that like I think people just want to be part of you as soon as they see what you're doing. And while that's beautiful, I can imagine that also comes sometimes with people like asking for things.
It's not really like the asking for
Okay.
things. It's the expectation. I
Sure.
think that sometimes, because I am who I am on stage for sure. Like there's no getting away or around me. I've tried,
Yeah.
and this is it. Like good luck.
You're pretty awesome.
And well, but I really want to be a conduit for people, and I don't want to sound like I watch interviews and people are like, I just want to like, and they have every right, and I agree, and that's definitely what I do, But I want to give people strength, and a lot of times that's wanting to give me strength, And so, oh God, I love being in that. To me, it's just one big community when you're on stage, not just the stage people, and that's a whole different level of it, is the friendship and camaraderie you have with your vagabonds. But I always feel like I'm a host, a mental health host, a sass
Yes.
host, a sad host, and I want to be that, because we live in a world where people don't want to talk a
Yeah. Can we
lot.
talk about this?
Can we talk about this?
Going right back to that. I think you do that both on stage. You also offer that in your social media sometimes, which is really, I feel like a gift, an invitation, like a gift to people who follow you. The way that you speak around things like mental health or social justice, like you're very. There's a host aspect of that too. I think because you take the lead and you allow people to come along on that journey. Did I say that right? I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
still.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to be like this warrior of all of those things, but it's just like I feel like I've had a full 43 years, and I feel like when you see things, you can't unsee them. And I've always my dad and my mom would say the one thing that's going to get you in trouble is your mouth. When I was growing up, it's a whole nother thing. But I've just never been afraid to. I don't. People are like, you're so brave, and I don't find it brave. I find it like a necessity, and it's like I said, it's just part of my makeup. Like, I don't know. Like I said, when you start seeing things, you can't unsee them, and I feel it's our responsibility to discuss that. I don't have all the answers, of course, but I can tell you how I feel, and that's valid. And I'm sure I'm one of billions of people. There's nothing special about me. We're all having those feelings. We've all felt that way, and some choose to hold it in, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Get an ulcer. That's cool. But I'm always here to listen, and I don't know. YOLO, right?
Ooh,
Like big time. Anyway,
that's true. Yeah.
let's talk about this.
Can we talk about this? Let's talk about you were on the road all the time for like a profound way that not many people that I know actually are on the road all the time. And then the pandemic hit, and then you were not on the road.
Yeah.
So I feel like for you that was more of a before after. I mean, I felt that in my own life, but it was much more domestic and like in that. But yours was a quick and big trip.
It was like, yeah, it was just completely like changed my whole everything,
Yeah.
in really beneficial ways, and also tear down and rebuild ways. But I never, I know you just heard my song, like I'm over it, and I was over it, but I think, I was just frustrated with all of the amount of learning that my brain was having to do on so many different levels of life. Financially, I don't know. They always say it's not good to talk about that, but that was a huge thing for me. It was not having that financial income, but it also taught me like it's not necessarily good that I worked as much as I did. It was always Davina, known for being the busiest. I think it was like part of a bio I had like 10 years ago, and people still, because I used to have such pride in being a workaholic and working and being an underdog, you know, but it was more, it ended up becoming more of a trauma filled kind of resentment in a lot of ways, where I wasn't being tender to myself or the people around me. So that taught me a lot, and it brought back the magic that I had lost. I think because I was constantly out there trying to fill voids for other people. Also financially filling voids for four other people.
Yeah.
And you know, I know that you have children. I don't have children, but in a lot of ways, you know, people felt as though I was doing it for me, but by the end of it, it was really me just doing it to keep supporting four people aside from me. And, you know, sometimes that gets lost.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to get back out there. I'm not going to work as heavy as I was before. I feel like it was trauma inducing in a lot of ways. And I'm a firecracker, you know, I'm strong. And I know trauma. But you know, it was just in the thick of it was so much the business. Oh, we could talk about this for hours. The business is just crazy. And once you see what you need, you, like I said, you can't unsee it, you know? So I don't know.
I try to sometimes. I try to unsee things, and of course it
can't.
does not work. It does
You
not
can't.
work.
Like everything is just, you know, when you see all that's going on, and I'm not trying not to absorb it all. And I am finding beauty. Waffles, my dog, you know, your mustard, you know, the memories of us being in your yard and, you know, and just everything, you know. And I just want to take the time now to do that instead of trying to compete with an unknown thing. And that's the business, and that's people around me, and it's just lame.
Because they do get, I know it's not just unique to music, but you're often given, it feels like you get a badge of, like, busyness gives you like a gold star that
It doesn't.
you know,
It
but
doesn't
it doesn't.
now that I know.
Absolutely.
Now
right.
that I know, like, I think, you know, I see people in that footstep, which is happening before me as well. I'm not like this new person that made up working hard, you know, but,
that person's
you know,
rich.
see it, you feel sad, you know, because it's not, you're going to lose a part of you in that process, you know. But now that I'm rebuilding everything, in my soul and just everything, now that I'm here and fresh, it feels good. And it's given me like a case of like, let's do this, but let's do it with pure honesty and not to get a badge. I don't need any more. I don't need any more badges.
Oh, you got the badges. So in my own life, I feel like I have, you know, like there's been things from pandemic that I'm like, oh, this is what I will keep. This is what I will lose. Sure. And with some of that busyness piece that I struggle sometimes to stay true to myself, you know, with the boundaries that I'm like, I want to set these boundaries now. This is the lesson I've learned. And then as we get towards, I'm like, oh, but I kind of want the shows. Do I want the shows? Like how?
You just have to find, I guess, I don't know. I have no answers.
Are you finding, for your own life, are you
No, I
finding
know.
that
No,
to
I'm not saying that as like being a jerk face. Like I have no answers.
You couldn't be a jerk face. You're pretty and awesome face.
I just think,
I like your face.
I think that there has to be a balance. And, you know, it is our JOB to a certain extent. I mean, this is my JOB. It's always going to be my JOB, period. You know, and there's always going to be like things, you know, just like in life in general. But I know I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I know that. I know that I'm not going to be gaslit. I know that I'm not going to, I'm going to eat off my own plate, which I started doing a long time ago. Yeah. Because I get triggered when people eat off my plates big time. It kills me. You know, and I want them, eat off your own plate, that kind of, I'm always willing to help, but let me have my sufficient serving of carbs, please,
Yeah.
in my
Also,
life.
post-COVID, I don't think we're grabbing food from other people's plates. I just think it's like,
No, nobody. I mean, there's some
let's not do that.
gatekeeping, which is a whole different thing. But I just think that there has to be a balance, and I think there's going to be some doozies of like choices that we make, that maybe we're like, that was maybe some energy that I could have definitely kept in my bank account, my energy bank account.
Yeah.
But there's just always going to be part of it. And me writing, when you say how does she write, I've had 2 years to write, 3, and it doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
Busy or not,
Yeah.
I think as a writer and as a creative, there's always forces that you have to. I think it's part of our deal. There's just, and my husband tells me this all the time. Like last night I cried and I'm like, I just don't love music the way I used to, because you just have these bursts of insecurity and these bursts of not knowing what to write, what to say, how to be. So anyway, but we're working through it. You're killing it. I'm killing it. We're doing great.
We're killing it. High fives.
High fives. 2 5s, which is 10.
Math. You have one that, you have done live streams while the pandemic has happened. And I have to say, one that I tuned into, you were at the Dakota, because you do these really rich relationships with a couple of venues in town, one of them being the Dakota.
Yeah.
And you were wearing a crown because you can pull off fabulous headwear.
I was going to wear one today, and then
then you got the headphones.
Yeah.
But those are fabulous too. But you were wearing a crown and you started the show that was going to be full band and all sorts of things. But you started it with a solo piano version of Oh Heavenly Day. And I just about lost my mind in the kitchen. Like, oh my word. It was just
such a good song.
It's such a good song. And you, plus crown, plus you're wearing a fantastic dress. I just want to thank you for that moment as a viewer, because it was exactly what I needed in my heart.
Amazing song.
She wrote it for her puppies,
I know.
And that makes it even better.
I know.
That makes it even better.
I wrote a song for Charlie, and it's not as cute as that, but she is like, that song just, and I put it on Sunshine. I have it on one, just me and like an organ, I think, but it's great. It's a great song.
You have another venue in town that you have a really deep relationship with is The Hook, which is practically your neighbor. And you've got a show coming up there. Is it May 21st?
Yeah, no, it's the 20th. And it's with
May 20th.
Can you believe, like, I have such a girl crush on so many levels with Lucy Michelle. And she's going to be part of the stage. I'm so excited. Years. Like, I mean, she's been around for, almost 20 years. And I remember when I first moved here and I was looking for authenticity. I'm always looking for authenticity, guys. Be yourselves.
On the lookout.
And I remember seeing her and just really appreciating her and her band. And they were just super authentic and a lot of fun. And she's a great writer and she's a great artist. So anyway, she wrote me and was like, I was thinking about working on my solo career or my solo thing, show.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I open for you? And I like freaked out. So I'm so excited for that. I'm more excited for that. No offense to the band or myself, but she's amazing.
That sounds like an amazing night. My guess is it's close to sold out, if not already, but I will link to it in case.
I don't know. Yeah, link to it's the hookmpls.com. I know that they just went on sale not too long ago. Okay. They're all over my Facebook and website. And you can buy tickets there. Yeah.
And it's outside. It's the Under the Canopy series, which is like the best. It's awesome.
They have one of the best taco trucks, too, that's in front of their place. They're good peeps, too.
They're wonderful people.
Yeah, and they really helped us, especially after the civil unrest of the murder of George Floyd, it was right next door. And they just going there and being around that community, even though we were next to the charred 3rd precinct, it was just this amazing strength that community can have, so.
Yeah, they're beautiful people. Yeah. You're doing that, and then you're hitting the road, and by road I mean the air, and by the air I mean you're crossing the ocean, and Tell us, you are going to Europe with the Vagabonds.
I am. We're
And
going
you have a
to.
spectacular little. Tell us about it. It's not little.
Okay,
It's huge.
sorry.
No.
I don't mean.
No. Tell us
Okay.
about. I know there's festivals. One's called the Blue Balls, and I was like, oh, well.
Oh, you know
that's
they
nice.
just canceled. Oh, isn't that hilarious?
Sorry, I was like,
Okay.
That's
when I was making the
name.
poster, you know how because I like make all the posters and stuff.
It's a great poster.
I was like, ooh. Oh, just typing it in, you know. I'm like, great. I don't know. They just canceled. I'm not really. I read it, and you know, that's my life is reading emails over the past 2 years of stuff that got canceled. So I'm just like, whatever.
Sure.
But
Bye, BB.
it's nice. I love Switzerland because it was going to be in Zurich. And I, you know, that's one of the first countries I went to when I started traveling internationally, and I love Switzerland.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful, and the people are really hip. And anyway, but we're not going to Switzerland anymore. Hopefully, we'll be able to be back. But I'm like totally talking about the one show I don't have. Isn't that
But
great?
you got a bunch
This
in
is
UK,
marketing. This is
right?
marketing. So we are going to St. Louis in
Okay.
January, February, March, April, and then we also have a Wisconsin date January, February, March, April. In May, I have to like count on my fingers still.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Australia to a cabaret festival. And I've never done like I don't know what the real true meaning of cabaret is. You know, they have like I think it's like there's like a subsect of like cabaret and like jazz and with standards and stuff. So I don't know, but I'm going to totally tell them some stories because that's what I like to write about. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Adelaide Cabaret Festival. And then we're coming back to Michigan for 2 nights.
Sure.
And then we go to Edinburgh, which I've gone to for many, many, many years. We actually did at the Hook because we couldn't be there. We did like a show, like, you know, for them. So I bought the whole people who came to see us. What are they called? People that came to see us.
Audience
crowd.
members?
Audience.
The crowd.
Thank
For
you.
sure, it's the crowd.
I had 1 coffee today, folks. But I bought the whole crowd, like little Scottish flags, and we videoed it. So I'm excited to go back and see them. So many good friends. Then London, and then a lot of stuff in UK, Cambridge Folk Fest, which is huge. Yeah, so a lot in the UK, and then not Blue Balls. Nope. And then we have France. And that's kind of it. And then Minnesota, and then Texas.
I love it.
So anyway,
And
but
more
DavinaTheVagabonds.com. I'm not very good at. I used to be so good at hustling.
You're excellent at it, and I'm
now
just
I'm
really
just like-
excited because people will know from having watched this that you're an amazing live performer. Your band is amazing, truly in all the ways,
Oh my
and
gosh.
you dress them up super nice.
They're
So they
like
look
so much
good.
more talented than I am. I think it's just great to have like really amazing dudes you can hide behind. You know, that's what.
Don't hide ever. Please don't ever hide. I'm wondering if you would sing us another song.
Yeah. So this is the Bone Collection.
Yes.
It's so funny because I was going to do another one called I Try to Be Good. But I decided to do Bone Collection.
I'm ready.
So you want a song about my deep confessions? The rivers that drown me and my bone collection. I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with me. That's healthy, right? You can have my fingers, collect my toes, chew on my secrets and dance on my woes. I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with me. Take the nail out of the coffin. I've got nothing to hide, just a big old pile of secrets stacked up inside. Go ahead and take a peek, crack it open real wide. Strap yourself in, it's gonna be a wild ride. I can dig real fast, I can dig real slow. I can shovel all around you, so I'm kneeling below. Now I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with me. Let me sing you my troubles. You wanna hear it? So grab another shovel. Help me dig up these bones that I've carried along, so I can be on my way. Now sticks and stones, I almost forgot it, can bend you or break you. Love me or leave me, just know that I want to do anything I can to make you fall in love with me. So you want a song about my deep confessions, the pain and the sorrow and all my life lessons. I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with. I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with. I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with me.
Oh,
Take the nail out of the coffin.
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I like to write. Writing's fun.
You're good at
When
it.
you can, do it.
Yeah.
I wrote one today.
Did you? You only
No.
had one coffee, and I was like, and the day just began.
I just
That's
wrote one right
amazing.
now. I love Sarah with an H
Yes.
and Morris with 2 R's. Does that have 2 R's?
It is 2 R's. Like the cat is what we would say when I was growing up, and now nobody even remembers what that is.
Oh, you know,
It's okay.
I remember.
Thank you. You said I'm 43 too. We're
Are you
same-sies.
43? You look so
Yeah.
young.
You look so young.
Shut up.
We're
You
the
look so
same.
young.
No, where's
Not that that's, a thing.
Let's be. I'm wondering if you would, this is the time of the show where I ask you to, I didn't prep you for this, take us by the metaphorical ears and spin us out to something new to listen to. What's making your ears hot? What are you
My ears hot.
digging?
What did I listen to? I love Jessica Hoop. Have you ever listened to Jessica Hoop?
Yes, but it's been a minute.
Oh, I love her. So I've been listening to that. I'm always stuck on Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
That Blonde album, I absolutely adore. Another thing I was listening to yesterday was Etta James, which I know sounds like super fundamental, but if you listen to some of her vocal, like jazz choices, it's really amazing.
What would be an Etta album to like?
I don't Spotify
just
play
use-
Etta James,
just-
yeah,
and just go for
I don't
it.
really. I'm not very good with album.
Gotcha.
Do you ever meet those people who are like, this album came out in 1865?
Oh, I know
Blah
those
blah
people.
blah produced it, and I'm always like, I really like the sounds. Like I'm just not very good at naming stuff.
I used to be very, I would read the liner notes and like study
Yeah.
it, which then came
Really?
in handy when I lived in Nashville. I was bartending once, and I took a credit card, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the engineer on that album that I love."
Shut up.
And so I was like, "It's
He
you."
was probably like blown away because they're not. They're rock stars to a
Yes.
certain extent.
Well, they was to me, but
oh
yeah.
my God.
But no,
what
I
did he
totally-
say? Was it a he or she?
We became buddies. It was a he, and we became like good buds because
Nice.
I think he's super well regarded, and I think,
Sure.
but I don't think bartenders are. I was like, oh my God, you engineered my favorite album.
And he was
because
like,
of your
thanks.
credit
Give
card."
me a whiskey and coke.
Right. Here we go.
No.
Here we go. Those are wonderful recommendations. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
So now you're going to task everybody listening, watching today. You're going to give them an action item. Action item. What is one that we can do to support you? The best thing.
Just be kind and listen to my
Love you.
music. Unless you hate it, donate it. That's what I always say. But for me, I don't want anything from you guys. I just want you to be free in music listening and to love me. I'll do what I can to make you fall in love with me.
I think everyone's in love with you. I'm pretty sure that just happened. If someone didn't know you and they just turned in, for sure the in love has gone down in the
Wait
last
till you get to know me.
49 minutes. In loving is happening. Your winks are solid. I want to thank you so much, Davina, for being here today. I feel pretty freaking lucky to get to spend this
Where
time
are you
with you.
at right now?
Where am I at?
Like,
in my
where is
bathroom?
your...
Oh.
Like, how are you at?
I'm so happy this minute right now. Like,
Are
it's
you?
just been, oh yes. Talking to you, I mean, I love the chance to connect with people and to get to listen and learn and hear. I mean, I don't know, everything about this show has been such a joy fest. And you are just someone that I admire so much in the way you do it, and what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so this just It feels really good. And it's April Fool's Day, but all of this is true.
You know, I wanted
by
to
the
come up
way.
with songs for Fool, you know, and I was going to write and like come up, you know, because it's April Fool's.
Yeah.
And all I could think of is, oh, I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. And that's like the only thing. Or fools rush in.
Yeah.
And so I was out.
I'm so glad you did the ones you did. They were just right.
Thank you.
So thank you. I need to thank my patrons. They make all crazy bathroom shows and record making and all the things possible. So thank you, good humans, for.
Is that your patron sign?
Yeah, I've painted little hearts. I'm not crafty, and so when
it's
someone
beautiful.
joins becomes a patron, they get their name on a heart.
How do you become a patron?
Oh, you go to patreon.com/Sarah Morris Music, I believe, and you sign up for big love. And
I want to do that so you can make me a heart.
I would love to. Well, a heart. It can have your name on it. And then I need to thank the people who watch every Friday at noon and like hang out. And some people watch it later. It lives forever on the internet, as you know. That's how the internet works. But right, for good or for bad. But I'm specifically like in love with people who show up weekly and like hang out and have lunch with me and you, and it's going to be amazing. And so this is my gratitude party.
Thank you, patrons.
Can I sing the theme song one more time?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
Hey, I miss you. And I hope you're doing well. I miss you and hearing your music IRL. So I am thinking that you sing me a couple tunes while I just sit here in my bathroom saying, hey, Davina, hey, I miss you. Hey, I miss you. And I hope you're doing well. I miss you and hearing your music IRL. So I am thinking that you sing me a song or two while I just sit here in my bathroom saying, hey, I miss you.